Eastern Pacific, it's been active, right? The past couple of weeks. Here you're taking a look at that view of Hurricane Fausto. Yesterday, this storm peaked in intensity on Friday, becoming a Category 2 hurricane. But now it's entering this environment that it will allow it to continue weakening, and that's what we've already seen. So currently a Category 1 storm, maximum sustained winds here at 90 miles per hour, continuing to move off to the west at 13 miles per hour. What we've already been seeing is that some drier air has been worked into the system, and that's starting to limit some of the ongoing convection. But here's the thing, that overall movement through the west, and this is something that we typically see with Hawaiian systems or systems that are approaching the Hawaiian Islands from the east to west direction, is that it's going to enter this environment where you have more shear, and then you also have relatively cooler sea surface temperatures. You can see that here. It's moving out of that environment where there are the sea surface temperatures that tropical systems really thrive on and help to intensify the system, which is what already happened the past couple of days. But here we go. As it continues to approach the Hawaiian Islands, really this seems to be almost a better case scenario. The latest track continues to likely put the center of that storm farther north across the Hawaiian Islands. And you can see overall weakening with the maximum sustained winds. So as it approaches the Hawaiian Islands as we go forward into Tuesday evening, it's likely at that point going to be a tropical system or a tropical storm. And at that point, the strongest winds would be on the northern side of things. But still, there could be some showers, potentially some wind across the Hawaiian Islands. Most certainly, we do expect that this is going to cause some rough surf, and something we could already be seeing across the east and south facing beaches going forward as we go into Tuesday and that Wednesday timeframe. But there you can see the core of the system, and some of the heaviest rain continues to remain well offshore. But that's not to say we're going to pull in a little bit of moisture. I think at this point, we're more so talking about showers, and then it continues to push off as we go forward into Wednesday. Now, last check as of this morning, we had a surf advisory for the south-facing beaches of the Hawaiian Islands, where there could be large breaking waves anywhere from 7 to 10 feet. So that's Fausto. Meantime, the activity continues across the Pacific Basin, and what we really continue to monitor is Genevieve, that's still well off the Mexican coast. Here's the thing, this is undergoing rapid intensification. This one's still a Category 1 storm, but maximum sustained winds at 90 miles per hour. And it's moving off to the west and northwest at 17 miles per hour, because it's that same ridge that's parked across the central U.S. that'll continue to help to push this off to the west. And that's a good direction, right? West, northwest, that keeps it well away from the coast of Mexico, or even continues to keep this thing out to sea, but likely going to continue to strengthen. And this one could most certainly be our first major hurricane of the season. It's expected that this could continue to intensify going forward into a Category 4 storm by tomorrow. So it's going to enter this environment that's going to be more conducive for helping it to intensify as you look at what's available for it, and certainly entering over this environment that will be the fuel for hurricanes, these warmer sea surface temperatures, but even that warmth extending below the surface.
So the scenario, we had previous tropical cyclones, Olivia in 2018, which is kind of a similar analog for this storm. So if it goes a little bit further north, then we're going to have less of an impact, less wind impact. A lot of the stronger winds are on the north side of the system. If it goes a little bit further to the south, and these are slight deviations, then we could get some flooding impacts or heavy rain impacts. So it's something that the public needs to be very aware of.
And you heard what the meteorologist there from Hawaii was saying before, that this was very similar to what we saw back in 2018 with Olivia. I wanted to give you a little bit of historical reference on Olivia. You'll remember that it was a September hurricane. It was a Category 4 storm at one point, and it actually made landfall. This was significant on not only the island of Maui, but also Lanai. It was the first time in recorded history that Hawaii ever felt that on those two specific islands. And you can see the track right here. So what we're saying is that Fausto now is on a similar but not necessarily congruent track. Here's where Fausto is right now. It has been downgraded. It was a Category 2 earlier this morning. It's now down to a Category 1 hurricane. Still powerful, but note that the track generally taking it north of all 8 of the Hawaiian Islands. That's good news. Here's what the breakdown looks like. Winds are down. They were up at 100 miles per hour. They're down to 90. It's still moving toward the west, though, at between 10 to 15 miles per hour. And it's that westerly trajectory that we're tracking that's going to bring some rough surf, big waves, and big-time rip current risks to Hawaii, especially the eastern-facing shorelines of all of the Hawaiian Islands. Timeline looks like this. By tomorrow, we're still at Category 1 hurricane strength. By Tuesday, we're expecting that to become a high-end and top-end tropical storm. Still a tropical storm on Wednesday, and that's when it's going to make its closest approach to the big island of Hawaii before continuing to cruise off toward the east. So what do the impacts in Hawaii look like? Noting that we'll, of course, have Fox Weather's Robert Ray in Hawaii reporting live for us here on Fox Weather in the days to come, just to give us some ground truth. But big-time winds, we're talking 20 to 30 mile per hour sustained winds at times. Higher that you are, you think about heading up towards, say, Diamond Head to do some hiking there on Oahu. That could be a big issue, right? They may end up closing that down just because of the winds with this. I think we'll see, of course, rain, but it won't be, given the proximity of the center of the storm to the actual islands itself. I don't think that rain is going to be a huge, huge issue. But note that those wave heights at times, perhaps upwards of 9 to 12 footers, if not a little higher, especially if you're a mariner and you're out in the open waters there in Hawaii. So long story short, we remember what Olivia did. It brought with it over a foot of rain, causing over $25 million in damage in 2018 on the islands of Hawaii. Thank goodness we're not expecting that type of impact, but either way, something that we're certainly going to be watching in the days to come.